first time viewer, welcome back. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for your likes, your comments, and your subscribes. Thank you to those of you who have booked a personal reading with me. Personal readings are open. You can find that information in the description box below. Remember, these are general messages, so do not take them personally. Take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. Every reading that I post is not going to resonate with you because these are general readings, right? If you would like to know how they resonate for you personally, feel free to book a personal reading. Now, let's get into the message. What message do you have for the collective at this time? Help me to articulate a clear and concise message in order for it to be received in the way that you want it to best be received. Help me to see what it is that I need to see to get the message across as clear as possible. And help me to deliver any messages that you deem worthy in order to serve your highest good, for the highest good of humanity, with harm to none. What message do you have for the collective at this time? What messages do you have for the collective at this time? Okay, so you got patience, blame, acceptance, and courage at the bottom of the deck. So this definitely feels like you taking accountability for the situation or the current reality in which you are experiencing at this time, right? I accept that everything happens in divine order. I accept responsibility for my well being. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change, and I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So you're definitely being more mindful. Things are being brought to your attention about the habits that you have, about the grace and the level of forgiveness that you have within yourself and for other people, right? There's definitely acknowledgement to how you handle certain situations, how you not only are perceived within your self, right, but how other people perceive you as well, right? How you show up into the world. You are definitely being, something is being brought to your attention about how you show up in the world, right? Regarding your level of acceptance, regarding your level of forgiveness, your level of grace that you not only have for others but for yourself as well. And definitely taking accountability for the actions that you are currently partaking in that are ultimately guiding you on the path in which you're moving forward within this next direction, right? So you're definitely being, let's pull some tarot. Clarify patience. It almost feels as if you're feeling more confident within yourself regarding having faith within the choices that you make, having faith within your confidence and making healthy choices for yourself that will help to move you forward in a healthy way, right? That a way that's not going to hinder you, that's not going to hold you back, that's not going to keep you from reaching your dreams, desires, goals, right? But also being more patient with yourself, right? Having the acknowledgement and the grace within yourself not to rush the process, but to understand that sometimes the lessons that you learn within the process are more important than the journey within itself, right? It's the lessons, it's the gifts, it's the blessings that you pick up on the way to your destination that hold the most value. They make the experience worth remembering, right? And so not just focusing on one major goal, but appreciating the things that you pick up along the way towards the bigger picture, right? Not feeling guilty for having to take a break, or not feeling guilty for having to go into a new direction for a moment, not feeling guilty or having a lack of faith because you have to take a detour for a moment, right? But having grace within yourself and trusting that you will get to where you need to be at the right time, and you don't have to rush the process in getting there, right? Not necessarily being accepting of whatever comes your way, but also being mindful to embrace the opportunities that do present themselves to you, because they offer you a new opportunity to create a new level, a new pathway for yourself, a new journey for yourself, right? It offers a new resource, a way to expand the world that already exists within you, right? You want to be rich, you want to be wealthy, you have to learn to think outside of currencies that exist within the physical reality. You have to learn to be accepting of currencies that hold more value other than the one that's created by man, right? Clarify patience. Although it's just as important, it's just as abundant, it's just as valuable, but I can't really say that it's as valuable because it doesn't hold as much weight, if that makes sense. But not to say that it's not important at all, because it is. But the more that you focus on other sources of wealth, other sources of riches, other sources of income, then that area will naturally expand as well. Clarify patience. We got the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. So right, yeah. Learning to have patience and within the process, right? Not letting your ego get in the way of what you have the ability to create for yourself, right? With the Hermit card, learning to follow your intuition, right? Again, with exploring new opportunities of that open up to you, right? Learning to be willing to open your eyes to another perspective, open your eyes to another source of wealth, another source of resource, right? Another source of income, another source of, or another way of doing things, right? Another pathway, another tool that you can use to help you on your journey, right? So this definitely speaks to what it is that you're building within yourself, right? The King of Wands is a business owner. He's someone who is very driven, very passionate. He is someone who's very motivated, right? But also has the ability to motivate other people. And the Queen of Pentacles, again, speaks to this sense of motivation that you're building within yourself, right? So having grace within yourself for knowing that continuing on this journey, or remaining faithful to yourself on this journey, will help you to gain the resources that you need to get forward. They will show up in the exact moment that you need them. I'm hoping that's making sense, right? With the Hermit card at the bottom of the deck, it definitely speaks to you being like spiritually guided, right? So you not being overly anxious about the resources that you're wishing to obtain, but allowing yourself the opportunity to create that space for those opportunities or those blessings to present themselves to you, right? Putting yourself in a position to receive them. So if you wish to be, again, a chef, then you put yourself in a position where you learn to cook, right? You gain new skills, right? You place yourself in that environment where you are able to gain that sense of motivation, those sense of resources, that sense of knowledge, those relationships, right? Those opportunities, those pathways that will place you on that path to becoming a chef, right? If you, again, this can manifest for you in whatever way, right? This is a mindset, right? You want to you want to take up a new mind, a healthier mindset, right? One that is where you don't feel so depressed, right? Where you don't feel so anxious to get to where you're going, right? So definitely placing yourself around people, placing yourself in environments where you are able to slow your thoughts down. You give yourself time to observe your thoughts, and you are not just anxiously moving, putting in invaluable efforts to get to a place where you're not even really certain if that's where you want to go anymore, right? So definitely being intentional, and allowing your spirit to guide you and to take you, into the places that leave you feeling motivated, that leave you feeling open, that leave you feeling willing to accept a new perspective, willing to accept a new level of learning, right? Opening yourself up to places in which you are willing to place yourself in the position of the student so that you have the ability to learn the new language or the new assets or the new efforts or the new ways of paying attention, right? Because again, every journey that you take is going to require a different level of attention. It's going to require a different level of effort. It's going to require a different level of commitment, a different level of motivation, a different level of inspiration, right? So definitely being mindful about how you can grow within each aspect, because again, once you learn the skill one time, you can use that skill to transfer into other areas, but sometimes it just doesn't work. You're going to have to learn the lesson again to fit in the area, or so that you're able to grow within this new opportunity, right? So definitely be mindful of, being stubborn towards learning new information, being stubborn towards growth and change within how you are used to doing things. I'm hoping that's making sense. Clarify, blame. We got the Nine of Wands. And the King of Swords with the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, be mindful about holding on to things that are no longer serving your highest good, right? Holding on to memories, holding on to hurtful situations that you may have experienced, and using those situations as a defense mechanism that keeps you from moving forward within this new opportunity, right? Be mindful of not keeping yourself stuck within situations because you're trying to use that mindset as a blockage for where you're choosing to go, right? Because again, you're only hurting yourself within that manner, right? Take the wisdom that you have learned from those experiences and use them to help you make better choices, better decisions, right? The Nine of Wands represents like the wounded warrior, right? It also represents like having your guard up, right? Surrounding your passions. It represents a sense of determination also, right? So remember to keep yourself, right? You have to be your own motivator sometimes, right? Not allowing yourself to play the blame game, right? Not allowing yourself to fall in that trap of pointing the finger at everybody or every situation or every experience that you've had to go through that has hurt you, right? Not pointing the finger and saying, well, that's the reason why I'm not here. That's the reason why I make the choices that I make. That's the experience that I had that helped or that keeps me guarded in this aspect or in this area, right? So definitely taking accountability for your own actions, taking accountability for your own choices and how you choose to carry on the experiences that you have had to go through, right? You are the driver of your own life, right? So keep that in mind when you are making a plan or when you're strategizing on how to, again, move forward within this next position, right? Because everybody around you is not the cause of your trauma, even though they may have played a part in it. Ask yourself how you allowed yourself to remain in those situations where you didn't feel safe, where you felt like you had to be your own sense of security, right? Where you had to be your own sense of safety, where you had to be your own sense of motivation, right? Ask yourself what it is that placed you in those experiences within yourself, right? What were you looking for in those moments that aligned you in those spaces at that current moment in time, right? And also be mindful about how you holding on to those same mindsets or those same beliefs or those same wounds or those same trauma bonds or whatever is only going to align you within those same experiences, but it just may look differently, right? It's going to still be the same frequency. It's going to still be the same lack of security. It's going to be the same sense of whatever it is for you, right? It's just making sure that you are aligning yourself to the higher frequency that you're desiring to achieve, right? And that you're not holding on from things from the past that are keeping you from moving forward. Take accountability for how you are the driver of your own life and how your choices align you within the current reality that you're currently experiencing, right? Clarify acceptance. The star. That's the second time it showed itself. I didn't fly out, so I'm not going to take it. Right? Okay, so the Six of Swords and the Chariot with the Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So definitely allowing yourself to follow the intuitive guidance that you're experiencing, right? Not allowing yourself to be confused by the emotions of your past, right? By the illusions of your past, right? By the illusions of taking the easy way out, right? So just because something seems easier, just because something seems a little bit more effortless, that doesn't mean that it is for you. That just means that it is not requiring a level of you that you're trying to achieve, right? It's, if it seems too easy, it's, I don't know how to put it into words, how I'm like sensing it. But definitely just like remaining mindful about the safety and the security that you feel within your spirit, right? The safety and the security that you feel within your mind, the safety and the security that you feel within your emotional space, and the safety and the security that you feel within your body, right? Making sure that they are all aligned in order for you to align yourself to what it is that you're trying to achieve, versus allowing yourself to be deceived by things that feel comfortable but are not contributing to the growth and expansion in which you're desiring to reach. So let's pull some oracle to close this message out. One card for what we can learn as the major lesson of this message. One card for what we can create regarding this message. One card for what we can meditate on as the focus. And one card for what we can innovate as new cycles and habits to contribute to our growth and expansion regarding this message. One card for what we can learn. Alchemy. Right. So learning how to transform yourself with manifestation at the bottom of the deck. Learning how to transform yourself to fit the standards in which you're desiring to achieve, right? The manifestation does not come before the preparation, right? You prepare yourself in order to receive the manifestation, right? You go to school to become a teacher before you learn to stand in front of the classroom, right? You go to school to become a chef before you before you earn that position as head chef in the kitchen, right? So definitely placing yourself in the energy of alchemy, learning to become the student so that you have the proper knowledge, resources, and opportunities to become the teacher, right? So again, learning to place yourself in the position in which learning to place yourself in the position of which it is that you're trying to create. One message for what we can create. Cosmic power with harvest at the bottom of the deck. So you can learn to create your confidence, learn to create your courage, create that sense of strong foundation within your faith, right? Within your power, within the belief within yourself, that you have the ability to achieve whichever it is that you're desiring to grow, right? Or desiring to experience. Learning how to come into union with the balance of your masculine and feminine within your own self, right? Not exactly not exactly seeking that energy from somebody else, but learning to become that, so that when it does present itself, you are aware of what it looks like, and you're not trying to force it to become something else, or you're not like blocking your blessing when it appears. I hope that makes sense. One card for what we can meditate on. One card for what we can meditate on. Joy and worthiness, right? Again, your courage, your faith, having patience with yourself, that you meditate on your peace, meditate on what brings you that sense of fulfillment, right? Learning to listen to your spirit. The Hermit card came out somewhere. I think it was at the bottom of the deck over here. But yeah, learning how to meditate on, or learning how to listen to the voice of your spirit, learning to understand that intuitive guidance when it presents itself to you, right? So that you have the ability to appreciate what it is that it's trying to tell you. You have the ability to appreciate which direction it is trying to lead you on, and you use that information and that guidance for the benefit of your growth, right? Meditate, right? Because the more that you learn to listen to it, the more that it will speak to you. So definitely learning to hear your voice when it comes to what it is that you're trying to bring bring forth into this reality, right? Because you are worthy, right? Knowing your value, knowing what it is that you have to offer, right? Meditate on what it is that you bring to the table. Meditate on what it is that you have the opportunity to afford, what it is that you're seeking to receive from, right? So if you're trying to become a chef, what can you offer into that space, right? If you're trying to become a teacher, what do you have to offer that space that you're trying to achieve, right? It's not just the energy of hoping to receive something from it, but what opportunities can you provide within the spaces that you are seeking to achieve, right? One card for what we can innovate. Secrets revealed, with naked at the bottom of the deck. Innovate your privacy, right? Innovate your sense of pride, your sense of vulnerability, your sense of worthiness, and knowing how and when to speak up on what it is that you're creating, right? Not being so open that you speak before it is time, but also having the intuition and knowing when it is time to open yourself up to receive a different perspective for what it is that you're trying to create, right? So again, learning to have that sense of vulnerability within yourself, so that you're also able to be truthful with yourself within the areas that you may need growth, within the areas that you may still be holding on to that are preventing you from growing within that space, right? So definitely be mindful of those things. Again, thank you for your likes, your comments, and your subscribes. Thank you to those of you who have booked a personal reading. If you have made it to the end of the video, please like, comment which part resonated with you. I know that if you found this video, you will find something that is valuable to you. Have a good one. Bye.